If you've been shopping for wireless earbuds, you know there are a lot of choices out there. So much so, it can be very hard to pick one over another. Hi everyone, it's Andy Barrar from HandyAndyMedia.com. I'm your DIY tech guy, but today I'm doing a review for Best Buy's blog for 3 wireless earbuds from the same brand. We're looking at 3 earbuds from Skullcandy, the Indy Evo, the Sesh Evo, and also the Dime earbuds. Each come at their own different price point. Each has a different design. Each even has a different type of case. So we're going to look at the pros and cons of each of them to help you figure out which one is right for you. So get your popcorn ready and cue in that intro. Let's start with the more expensive of the 3, the Indy Evo. Now, when you take it out of the case, the first thing you know about the Evo is that in a lot of ways, it's kind of an alternative to the Apple AirPods. You have that long stem that comes out of it. Some people really like this, others don't. Me personally, I'm not a fan of it. However, I was a big fan of the fit of the Indy Evo because they fit really comfortably. And there's 2 ways to look at fit. One is just the general comfort of how they fit. If the medium earwigs do not fit, you can put the other silicone tips on there. They have a small and large that also come in the case to help you get that right fit. But the way to judge the fit is you put it in and then you ask yourself, could you wear these for a long period of time without anything of what they call ear fatigue? And I have to say, I could wear these pretty much all day long without any ear fatigue, and they're snug, so they're not going to just keep falling out accidentally. Now, this makes them really good for people who need to take phone calls all day long. Say you're in car sales or you're in telemarketing or you're just on the phone a lot. You know, the great thing about this is that you could be wearing them, you can take your calls, you're going to be hands-free, and if you're like me and you communicate with your hands all the time, you're going to understand that it's way better than holding a phone. That said, there are some cons, and the big con for me is the touch controls, because if you know me, and I've reviewed a lot of earbuds, okay? If you know me, you know that I like physical buttons, so that when you press it, you can feel the click of the button and you know that it's made that command. The thing about Skullcandy is they have touch controls on the side, so it's still a button, but there's no physical button. It's just a touch to turn them on and off. There are different configurations like tapping twice, tapping 3 times on the left and right to do a variety of different commands. However, without that tactile button, I'm having a lot of issues doing those commands. Like even something simple as stopping and starting music can be hard to do because of that. And if you're double tapping or triple tapping to get the voice activate, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. When it's a hit and miss, that's a problem, because what's going to happen, or at least someone like me, is you stop using it because it's just inconsistent. And that was the issue that I found with the Indy Evo. However, if you're looking for an Apple AirPod alternative, you like the long stick end, and you want to get them in different colors, which these come into, I really like the black personally. I think it just blends in with everything. Yeah, these are going to be a really good choice for you. The battery life is fantastic. You'll get about 6 hours of use. That's what Skullcandy says. I'm going to say maybe more around 5 hours if you had on max volume, but generally 5 or 6 hours. And when you include with the case, you're going to get about 30 hours. The great thing about this case is that it is in a compact form factor. The earbuds fit nicely inside, and the case shuts good, and you can carry these in your pocket with you wherever you go. So if, like I said, you take a lot of calls and you want to wear something all day long and look kind of good without that white of the Apple AirPods, which I totally hate, by the way. It just reminds me of the ends of electronic toothbrushes. And every time I see that white and I see somebody in a nice suit and then they got that, I'm just like, bro, you're killing the look, man. At least get something like this, the Indy Evo, nice and black. It's going to match your suits. Up next is the Sesh Evo. And these ones have a completely different design to the Indy Evo. You can see by looking at it, there is no stem. Has a very low profile look. Once it fits in your ear, it just kind of just sits right inside your ear canal. It's a really nice look. I was pretty impressed with the comfort level as well. I characterize it as average, but it's a good average, not a bad average. And the only reason I characterize as average is I do this weird thing whenever I'm reviewing earbuds where I'll move my jaw as if I'm like chewing beef jerky or something like that. So I'll move it like left and right. And then I'll shake my head. I just do all that. And the reason why I call it an average fit is that I was able, after quite some effort, to get them off just by moving my jaw, shaking my head. I was the right one finally came out. So I'm just kidding. But it is comfortable and I could wear these all day long. So don't think that by saying average, I'm saying it's a bad thing. It's just that I was able to get it out just by, moving my head enough. It would come out, but it still is comfortable. There is no ear fatigue when you wear these for a long extended period of time. Another thing that is different about the Sesh Evo compared to the other ones, the Indy Evo and also the Dime earbuds, is that these ones are really tuned to be more bass heavy. So when you're listening to music, if you listen to a lot of hip hop, R&B, rap music, crunk music, any music with a lot of low end, I think these are going to be the ones that you're going to want to get, because if you enjoy that low end bass, you'll be pleasantly surprised. It is, I could just, if it was like a frequency response, I could just see the low end being just a little bit tuned up higher. That said, there are compromises on the high end. So any kind of classical jazz music, you're not going to hear those really like high frequencies. So that's one thing to keep in mind. But for the majority of pop music, hip hop, rap, I think these will be very, very good to the ear and to the overall sound. That said, I'm really guessing this is geared towards younger audiences, younger users, younger music lovers, because of the way that the tune to bass. Older people tend to like a more balanced type of sound profile with their earphones. So I'm guessing if you're a younger person, you don't like the long stick end, that little stem that sticks out, these ones are going to be a fantastic choice. Let's talk about the cons though. Battery life. Now they say you're going to get about 5 hours of use, with the earbuds. I'd say more like 4 hours if you had it cranked and in normal kind of conditions. The other issue is this case. This case is massive. Look at the size of this, okay? Just for context, I'll show you the Indy Evo. Now, which one do you want to put in your pocket? I'm going to tell you right now, I am not getting this into my front pocket. Like, most of my jeans are kind of tight. No. We don't play that. I am not putting this in my pocket. So the con is, if you do get these, and you want to wear them all day, you want to use them all day, you're going to have to carry your case with you. So you're going to want to put this into a backpack. Better yet, if you're female, you can throw this in your purse, and then you don't have that issue that I'm having. Otherwise, I got to say, I love the low profile look. I love that it's accentuating bass, because there is a population, tends to be younger, that like, more bass in their music. And the battery life is decent. With these, you're going to get, at least with the case, you'll get at least an all-day battery, about 24 hours of charge. Now, a thing I forgot to mention about both the Evo, the Indy Evo and the Sesh Evo, is they have quick charge. So you put either of these earbuds in for about 10 minutes, you'll get about 2 hours of playtime, which is fantastic. You could be on your lunch break. You can just take them off, give your ears a break for 10 minutes. And you're going to have 2 extra hours of charge. So you could use these without having to worry about losing your battery life when you have the case with you, that is. Last but not least, we're going to go to the more affordable, the budget-friendly option, the Skullcandy Dime earbuds. Now these ones, I am very, very impressed. In fact, I did a whole separate review on these earbuds because, at the price point, they're very, very, very impressive. The best way I could characterize the Dime earbuds is this. Imagine if the Indy Evo and the Sesh Evo had a baby, it would be the Dime earbuds, sans the Evo. And the reason why I say that is that if you look at it, you can see that it does have that stem, but it's more of a short profile stem. So it doesn't stick out as much as the Indy Evo, whereas the Sesh Evo doesn't even have a stem. This is kind of a little bit of both. And I have to say, I don't mind it. I was never a fan of long stems, but short stems, I'm cool with. They're very, very, very comfortable in the ear, especially at this price point. You know, you got to manage your expectations when you get something at a really low price point. You can't compare it to something that's like on the high end. But when it comes to comfort, when it comes to the overall fit, I was pleasantly surprised with the fit and the comfort of the Dime earbuds. I could, in fact, probably wear these all day. I did my little jaw test. I did my shaking heads. I even jump rope with these. And I jump rope for a long time. I did my typical jump rope ninja beast mode routine. And it was fantastic. You know, they didn't fall out. It's got that low kind of profile of the Sesh Evo. You kind of do see it a little bit, but not too much. And you know what? A little bit of awareness of the earbuds is a good thing, especially if you're taking a lot of calls, because the ones with the super low profile, like the Sesh Evo, if I'm like walking around taking a call, people think I'm cray-cray, man. They think I'm talking to myself because they can't see that I have earbuds. So the reason I like about the Dime earbuds is that at least people know it's like, oh, homie's talking to somebody. He's not, you know, talking to himself when he's walking down the street. And trust me, I've got some weird looks from people because of that. So that is an advantage. Another thing I really like is the carrying case. This is the smallest case of the three. Let's see if I can hold it there. Here's the Indy Evo. And of course, I already showed you the Sesh Evo. Look at this, man. This is like night and day. This is total night and day in terms of the case size. Another interesting thing is they have cutouts in here. So you can see if the Dime earbuds are in the case or not. And that was a really clever idea by Skullcandy to do that, because you know if you're missing your earbuds. If you lose them, you know, something like this, you might have forgot to put them in the case and you don't know until you open it up and you're like, oh snap, where my earbuds at? But with these ones, you're going to know right away. Not only that, the case comes with a lanyard, so you can attach these to your keys and take them wherever you go, which is something you're going to want to do, because when you got budget, you know, price points for earbuds, you're going to get some compromises. And one was the battery life. Skullcandy says, you know, you can get about 4 hours on a single charge. I'm going to say in real working conditions, real life scenario, maybe about 3, maybe 3.5. I don't know, 4 is kind of pushing it. That said, now that the case is super portable, you can take this wherever you go. You can put it in your piece. You could even fit it in your front pocket. I know, I tried it. I actually did it, and it works. So I do like that. You know, at this price point, when you talk about the sound, it was very, very balanced. You know, a lot of mid frequencies. So the majority of music out there is going to sound good. You don't get a lot of lows, but you get enough for that kick drum. You know, when I was jumping rope, I always like to have a lot of bass. Typically when I'm jumping rope and I have earbuds, because I want to jump to the rhythm of the beat. It just kind of helps me. I almost become like a metronome. And so if I can hear the kick, if I can hear the bass line, I can stay on that beat. And with these, I was actually surprised. I was listening to Daft Punk and I could hear their kick drum, even the toms, electronic toms, you know, they were coming out. So I got to give it to them for that. At this price point, the sound quality was remarkable. You know, I almost want to do like a blind test where you just get somebody to listen to different earbuds. They don't know what they're listening to, what the price point is, and see what they, you know, prefer. I think when you factor in the fit, the comfort, and the quality, a lot of people would think these were more on the mid or higher end of the price point because of what you get. So a lot of value inside the Dime earbuds. So hopefully by looking at both the Indy Evo, the Sesh Evo, and the Dime earbuds, we can help you decide which one is right for you. But the one thing I have to say for Skullcandy, all three of them fit fantastic. They really figured out how to make a good fitting earbud. That said, everyone's ear canal is different. You got to try out the different types of silicone tips to find out which one fits for you. Generally, I think I'm just an average size guy with average size ear canals, so the medium tips that they come with work for me. Well, I hope you enjoyed this semi-type of review. It's more of an overview of 3 different types of headphones, trying to help you decide. Remember, this is just one brand. You could just keep talking about all these other types of brands, but Skullcandy is one of those brands that really has done a good job on the fit, on finding a good sound profile, and also creating clever carrying cases so that you can take them wherever you go, because that's the issue with earbuds, is that they're really easy to lose. And like I mentioned before, or maybe I didn't mention this, the tile integration for both the Indy Evo and the Sesh Evo, ensure that you're not going to lose your earbuds, because if you do, you can open up the Skullcandy app and you should be able to find it using the tile tracking technology. Sadly, that is not with the Dime earbuds, but there are cutouts, so you'll be able to know if you lose them or not. Again, I keep trying to end this review and I keep talking more, but I'm out. All right, this time I'm out. I hope you enjoyed this review. If you want more information about me, you can go to my website, handyandymedia.com. If you like this video, please smash that like button. Leave your comments below. I will find them and I'll get back to you. And subscribe to this channel. I also have a YouTube channel. You can find it at handyandymedia.com. Once again, my name is Andy Barrar, aka Handy Andy, your DIY tech guy, signing out. Bye for now.